Hey guys, what's up? This is 8-Bit Eric. Today I'm going to talk about some bad NES movie games. First up, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. That's right, Doom is definitely the correct word for this because holy shit, you are doomed if you get stuck playing this game. Talk about atrocious gameplay, talk about controls that are just unimaginably bad, talk about boring repetitiveness, talk about bland graphics, talk about horrible sound. Indiana Jones, why were you subjected to being in such a horrible game? For such a kick-ass character, Indiana Jones sure had fucking horrible video games for the longest time. Temple of Doom is definitely one game that you should avoid. Shame on you for ever creating it, Tengen. Shame on you. This game had potential to be that classic Indiana Jones NES game that everybody would want to play. However, we were just left with a pile of steaming dog shit. Next up, Bill and Ted. Yes, I loved Bill and Ted growing up. One of my favorite movie series of all time. I loved the cartoon. I just wanted a phone booth that I could travel through time. I became a fan of Keanu Reeves, as bad of an actor as he is, because of Bill and Ted. And when the NES game came out, I was absolutely lost. I fell victim to the jumping up and down like a damn idiot, just like everybody else at the time. Did not know what to do, and this was one of those games that you just rented as a kid and you were stuck on all weekend because it wasn't self-explanatory. You had to like Rubik's Cube this shit. This was beyond like any sort of puzzle solving. This was like cryptic Pentagon shit. Guys, Bill and Ted was a franchise that lots of young kids grew up liking in the late 80s and early 90s. Why did you have to make such a bad game where you just had to wander around stupidly looking for what to do? I can't believe they fucked this game up. Next up, Home Alone. Yeah, Home Alone on the NES. Oh man, it just makes me sick looking at the graphics. The colors are just so gross together. It's like a smorgasbord of shit thrown together and called Home Alone. Cashing in on a movie franchise as always. The potential for the gameplay could have been here. It wasn't as perfect as the Sega Genesis version or even the Super Nintendo version. I like both of those. This NES game was just like shit. I don't know if they threw it together or maybe it was just like a project by a bunch of college kids learning how to develop games. Not that I could probably make one better, but for a Home Alone game, you know, the movie was as big as it was. They should have, you know, taken care of this game. And they didn't. They failed and it fell prey to being one of the many games in the pile of steaming shit that is movie video games. Last but not least, Ghostbusters 2. Holy crap, do I hate this game. This game is fuck. It's like if Contra had backwards controls and somebody drunk developed them. There's no winning in this game. One of the most difficult NES games of all time, in my opinion. Sure, they tried to switch things up, but man, were they purposely making games hard just to fuck over people back in the day? You spend your money, you have a game that you can't play at all, and you only bought it because it was Ghostbusters on it. This is a perfect example of a game that had potential to make up for the first game in the series and they just screwed it up. Unfortunately, North America did not get the other Ghostbusters 2 game that only came out in PAL areas. Sometimes it sucks to be a North American gamer. And well guys, that's just been a handful of bad NES movie games. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.